that our referee will smile about
27.
if he hits it. Gets his first dart at a double.
95.
And he does not hit it.
So
West will look north. And of course he hits it.
West.
2 valuable points. He wants 2 darts at tops. He gets them.
60.
But it's 2 more misses at the outer ring. And Reynolds is still there.
Well, the attempts by Reynolds in that previous game were way off the mark. We've talked very positively about his doubles. Well, he's 1 from 8 on the outer ring. Steve's had match darts. This time he's just taking his time. I fully anticipate this to go. He might need the double 10. Doesn't want to go at the double 5. He's been here before in this double 10. But this time it's a different result, and Steve West is up and running. He is one of the big names this week at the Motor Super Series. It's smiles all round. It was a disappointing start to the match for Steve Reynolds. He just looks a little bit pensive there. He'll have to go back, reset. And for Steve West, just what the doctor ordered. And if I remember right, he played rather well. But yeah, I think Ted will be really honest. It's not where he wants to be. He's tasted success in the PDC. Often facing darts. Not Darryl Pilgrim's producing right now. I think Darryl Pilgrim should say, Glenn, will you commentate on all my games? He never looks like missing. Good from Evetts.
Thump
66
from Ted. Should be 1 dart. And is.
48.
And that's why you hit that max. Just in case. Because if you get the chance, it's just single to double to get level. Double 10. Very well found.
Second leg, Ted Evetts.
That's the luxury of double 10, isn't it? He was going for the middle, drags it a bit low, but as long as you get the weight of dart right,
game on.
Enough, you can draw level against a very dangerous opponent. So if you're playing bogey number bingo today, there's your 166. We've almost got them all, Glenn.
Just need the 4 corner. Now, this is a good performance. And like I said, I'm fascinated. I have this problem with players' throws right now. And Ted Evetts is in transition, let me tell you. That first dart is how we always throw. Maybe the next 3 darts is not the best because, as Paul alluded to, I think he changes his throw for different targets of the board here. But he's working on, I think, the Damon Hector factor here.
He's going over the top of this one. Well, he's choosing to go right here instead of through the posts. Great choice.
On the 5th leg, Ted Evetts.
Tell you what, Paul, first time I've ever seen Darryl Pilgrim fidgety.
6 leg Darryl through first. Game.
Pilgrim has missed 10 darts at a double in this match. And Evetts now gets his chance to end it.
94.
Wonderful again. And for Pilgrim, hope over expectation right now. Even though 180 is 6th of this game, you don't feel will be enough.
123.
Well, it's hard to score.
Ted Ricard, 36.
But it's now up to Ted. He had the darts at the start of leg 7. He's on a double after 12. And he's won the game in 7 legs. What a topsy-turvy start to proceedings in Group B. My word. That one's going to spin Pilgrim's head for a little while. It's probably a good thing. He's got 2 games off just to let it soak in that he's lost it. Treble 13 was the target to try and leave tops. It's always going to be the plan to leave tops. Rian wants 2 darts of double 18.
Yeah, I've got a question for you next leg. Plenty of time to see Rian also, who started slowly in this match with that score of 20 odd with the first 3 darts. Steve West looked like he had total control. He's already checked out on 96. Can she squeeze another one?
100. Steve Ricard, 104.
16s. 4 of them. For you guessed it, that.
Game shot on the 5th leg, Steve West.
Has the luxury of 6 darts from here. Might stay there. Trying to leave double 12. And does.
140.
Seasoned board management.
Yeah, when you have a player who has that desired double and to leave it again.
100. Silver car 24.
Well, this time it is for the match. It's been an absorbing game. Rhiannon O'Sullivan has played her part.
12.
Not to be.
Rhiannon car 82.
Took him a few attempts to get over the line in his last match. Going to be tops.
42.
Can't save it. So West
12.
now goes to the right-hand side of the board to get the job done.
It's double 6. As West goes east
Game shot on the
for a
match,
fantastic
Steve
win. It was a real good game, that one. Rhiannon O'Sullivan played her part. She's going to be dangerous. She might fancy her chances, knowing what that stage is now about. She probably identified Steve West as a real benchmark for her.
Through to being a full-time senior player. It's difficult for some. It's not overnight like your Dimitris and your Luke Humphreys all the time.
Game shot
But then
on the
again,
first leg, Ted Evetts.
that's an 11 darter. And he really has come into this campaign more comfortable than I've ever seen him in a first day, because it has taken him a while to get going sometimes. 97 right now, he'll have your hand off. He could take it out. He's got 77 left. Over to you, Steve. Bingo. Just like that. And that might be the thing that gets him going. He's got the lead.
4th leg, Ted to through first. Game on.
How much respect has he just paid to Reynolds by going the 20s route? Well, I'll tell you what. His heart may have stopped a little bit after that 60 was hit.
It's still not over yet, though, Paul. As a dart player, 10's not great. Does he have the bottle to split it? Yeah, you can see the reaction there. And look what Steve Reynolds is on. This is a critical part of this match. Double 2 to stay in it, maybe?
6.
He knew it wasn't there the moment it left his fingers. He's only missed 1 dart at a double in the whole match. He can afford to miss another one. But he doesn't miss another one. Finishing gets him across the line, and he wins his second match of the group by 4 legs to 2. And he joins Evetts and West on points. And he has to be part of the conversation when he is finishing like that.
6 maximums and a best of 7. Yeah, I thought 5 was the highest, but when he gets that first dart like that, you'd expect the others to follow.
140.
It's always a good sign. He's averaging 100 at the moment, just even when you don't think he's at his best.
140.
Best 3 darts in this match for Rhiannon, but it's all about Pilgrim right now, and this for an 11 darter. It's double 16. Absolutely stunning. For this game, it's been really straightforward for Darryl Pilgrim. He's not going to check out in the 146, but a treble leaves it handy. Gets
99. There. Rhiannon car 116.
Rhiannon's got to get to the double, and she won't do it. This could be damaging.
78.
Good recovery.
Car 47.
But Pilgrim has been leaving double 16 in this match. He leaves it again and wins with it. The ideal bounce back for the man who supports Crystal Palace and wears their colours all over the place. Mr. P is Mr. W once again. And after a stutter in Game 2, Game 5 belongs to him. Under that much pressure to take this out. He might even have 6 from here for 3-0.
Well, it does leave a 2 dart. He said expect Steve to check out on that. So for Ted, he'll start downstairs on the 157.
He doesn't like the lie.
He just doesn't like anything about this game right now.
93. Silver car 56.
There's not that much between them average-wise, but West is getting all of the better positions. He's taking full advantage of them. His doubles have been good enough. 3 hits from 7, and Ted hasn't had a shot at a double yet.
Circumstances when he went for it, he was comfortable. He could play with this finish. It's getting to a stage now where something has to happen for
60.
Ted.
Steve car 116.
Steve West will fancy his chances here. He hasn't been at his blistering best, but he's got a dart at tops to win it. Simply the West. That's what Steve West is all about. He hasn't been great today. He saved his best 3 darts for that finish against Ted Evetts there, who runs off the stage. He'll be absolutely furious with that performance there. Circumstances when he went for it, he was comfortable. He could play with this finish. It's getting to a stage now where something has to happen for
60.
Ted.
Steve car 116.
Steve West will fancy his chances here. He hasn't been at his blistering best, but he's got a dart at tops to win it. Simply the West. That's what Steve West is all about. He hasn't been great today. He saved his best 3 darts for that finish against Ted Evetts there, who runs off the stage. He'll be absolutely furious with that performance there. Steve West picked up his average just at the back end of that one, but it's been a pretty straightforward night for Steve West. 4-0 victory there, 3 wins out of 3. Steve West is looking really good for a place on Saturday night.
That's a lot of games of darts in a day.
Yeah, the only parallel I can give is the Welsh Open, where you play your first game at 9 a.m. and you play the final at 11 p.m.
95.
That was a real war of attrition. We've had a couple of games go 4-0 prior to this one. 56 points away, double 18 from leading this match, 2-0.
Pilgrim.
Super stuff from Darrell Pilgrim.
Correct. I love that route for 134. It's so neglected.
56.
Well, at 78, he'd expect to get it. But if I was the opponent, just thinking if I can put a lot of pressure on it, he may only get 1 dart or a double for it. But if there's one element of the game for Steve where he is behind, it is this score, and he's having to come from behind an awful lot.
60.
And that's not enough.
Well, I'm going to petition for a 78 checkout to be called the Leighton Rees, because it was in 78 that he won the very first World Championship. And 78 gives Darrell Pilgrim a 4-2 victory, which solidifies at this stage, with 1 game to go, 2nd position. I think you might be onto something here, Glenn, because if you think about where Rianne plays, predominantly it is just against ladies. WDF, Women's Series, Women's Week here.
140.
She doesn't play Challenge Tour. That's not her bag.
45.
So this is different.
24.
And it's proving so far to be very difficult against a rampant Ted Evetts, who's on double 8. Wow. What a burst. This is not far from personal best territory for Ted. Seriously impressive stuff. May even have the luxury of splitting double 7, but does anybody split 7s? This is not blackjack, this is darts.
Well, he likes a double 16. It's the bed next door. Well, he gets there in the end. A routine 4-0 victory. A disappointing display from Rianne O'Sullivan. She just hasn't been herself tonight.
167.
Yeah, you don't be called that Neely, man. They want to be a champion. And I tell you what, Darrell Pilgrim is producing darts right now like a champion. His average currently is 109.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a ton plus average from Darrell. We've just had one from Ted Evetts, 101.9. That'll do. 14 darter, maintains a very high standard of play. And And West, for the first time tonight in the early stages, is in trouble. He's
able to the two heavy hitters, top of the table clash. Are we going the distance? Nervy moments. Biggest start of the match.
18. Steve Lucar, 60.
West heard those words. He can put an exclamation mark next to them by hitting tops again. And he does.
Steve West.
Great start for West. He gets the 4 out of 4, and Pilgrim has to settle for 4 points.
Steve Lucar, 157.
And that's what I see with Luke Littler. I think he's got a good team around him. This is better from Reynolds. Oh, this is much better from Reynolds. Where's that come from? What a finish.
Well, I'm dumbfounded.
Game on.
It's been a strange game, to say the least.
But the game was a bag of nails. With that beautiful finish. What is going on here? What is going on?
Hang on a minute. That's now 9 perfect darts in a row. 157 out. Maximum. On course for a perfect leg. It was too much to ask.
140.
You're almost letting go of the dart, what we call the late release. You're chasing the dart. Staggering performances right now. Unbelievable.
140.
That would have been some way to finish the evening.
120.
And this match. But then again, it could continue if Ryan can find Shanghai.
Well, I think that dart sums up air night, Paul.
44. Steve Lucar, 25.
Ryan had the lead at the start. She hasn't been able to hold on to it. Because Steve Reynolds, with a real burst towards the end, and 9 perfect darts, bridging a couple of legs. That burst was brilliant. It ended up being an 87.71 average with 30% on the doubles. And